All right, welcome back. We'll pick up on number 20, GCF of a binomial here. 8 and 50 have a GCF of 2. X cubed and x squared have a GCF of x squared, so I'm going to take that out of each of these monomials. 8 divided by 2 is 4. X cubed divided by x squared is x. Plus 50 divided by 2 is 25. And x squared, I take all that out. I'm left with that. So done with that one. We're going to FOIL this next one. So first, 5x times 2x is 10x squared. My outer is 5x and negative 6, which is negative 30x. Here's my inner, which is positive 8x. And my outer, 4 and negative 6, is negative 24. Combine your O and your I, your like terms. And that gives me negative 30 plus 8 is negative 22x minus 24 is our answer for that one. All right, let's move on to the next one. Distributive property. We can distribute. We could also use FOIL again if you wanted to. I'll show you the distributive property. I'm going to write the first term of the first binomial, and I'm going to write the second binomial. I'm going to use the sign and this number next to that, so minus 7 times 4h plus 7. I'm then going to distribute. And then I'm going to combine my like terms again, and that's going to give me 8h squared. 14 and negative 28 is negative 14h minus 49 is my answer for that one. All right, this one we're going to have to distribute. So again, write 3k and then write the second trinomial. Plus 5 times that trinomial. Distribute. 6k to the third minus 15k squared minus 12k. And then distribute again. 10k squared minus 25k minus 20. Combined all your like terms. I don't have another cube term, so I'm going to write that. I have a negative 15k squared and a positive 10k squared. That's negative 5k squared. I have a negative 12k and a negative 25, which is negative 37k, and just a negative 20. And there's my answer. Moving on to the next one. Find the square. This one's not too bad. There is a shortcut, but if you don't like the shortcut, scribble out that and write it again. And then just FOIL it. So first is 4x squared. Outer is negative 12x. So is the inner, and that's kind of the shortcut, plus 36, which is 4x squared minus 24x plus 36. All right. This is a difference of two squares, so the shortcut is to just do the first and the last, which is 4n squared minus 4. If I FOIL this, my outer and inner will cancel out, and I'll still get the 4n squared minus 4. Factoring, Chapter 9. So these don't equal 0. We just have to factor them. So I'm looking for factors of 77 that add to give me 18. I know the factors are the same because the c value is positive, and then that means they're both positive because the b value is positive. So factors of 77 that add to give you 18. 7 and 11 give you 18, and that's the answer. Factors of 42 that subtract to give you negative 1. That is, well, 42 is 7 times 6, so negative 7 plus 6 is negative 1. So that's the answer to that one. 28, first times last. So first times last because there's an a value. First times last is 6. Factors of 6 that add to give me 5. That's 3 and 2. Be careful because 6 minus 1 gives you 5 as well, but those factors need to add together. So I'm going to fill that in. X plus 3, X plus 2. All right. That's my temporary binomials. Divide by your a value and reduce those fractions. So that gives me 1/2 and 1/3. Move the denominator in front. 2x plus 1 and 3x plus 1 is my answer. And 29, r squared minus 49 is the difference of two squares. So that's very similar to what's up here. Same binomials with different signs in the middle. And so I'm going to get r plus 7 and r minus 7. All right. More factoring. Difference of two squares again. This is a perfect square, and so is this, and there's a subtraction. So it's the same as this problem up here. 2b plus 3, 2b minus 3. Difference of squares. 31 looks like a factor by grouping. There are 4 terms. That's the key, factor by grouping. So I'm going to group the first two. And I'm going to group the second two. Remember to put a plus in between your two parentheses. Then we need the GCF of 20 and 15, which is 5, and g cubed and g squared, which is g squared, and take out what's left, which is 4g plus 3. And I should get the same thing when I factor this out. I'm going to factor out a negative 6 here, and that's going to give me 4g plus 3. Factor out what they have in common. So I'm going to factor out a 4g plus 3. And I'm going to write what's left, 5g squared minus 6. So I took this out of the expression and wrote what was left, which was the 5g and the minus 6. All right, moving on. Identify the vertex, tell whether it's a minimum or maximum. The vertex is right there. The point is 0, 0. And that is a minimum. And then 33, we need to label the axis of symmetry and the vertex. So we're going to graph the whole thing. All right. So this is a negative b over 2a problem to find the vertex. So this is how we did these. We drew a t-chart, x, y. We did negative b over 2a. Negative b is negative 2 over 2 times 2, which is negative, I'll skip any steps, negative 2 over 4, which is negative 1/2. And that's the x value of my vertex. All right. Then I'm going to plug that number in to the original equation. Okay. So I'm going to plug that in. And I think I showed you a quick way with the calculator here. Let's do the same thing here. Wherever I see my x, I'm going to put the negative 1/2 in parentheses. So 2 and then negative 1/2. And that's squared. Plus 2 and negative 1/2. Minus 1. And that gives me negative 1.5. So that is the vertex. Okay, so I have my chart here, or my coordinate grid here. I'm going to plot that point. Negative 1/2 and negative 1.5 puts me there. I'm going to pick two other points. I'm going to pick 0 and 1. And when I pick 0 in this problem, if I plug in 0 here, I'm going to get negative 1, which is right there. And that reflects to the other side there as well. And when I pick 1, we can quickly use the calculator again. If I do second entry, I can now edit this. And I'm plugging in 1, so I'm going to delete everything but the 1 in these. There we go. And I'm going to hit enter, and I get 3. So over 1, up 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's actually over 1.5. So if I reflect that, I get my graph. There's my graph. The vertex is here, and the axis of symmetry is there as well. Okay? All right. Let's stop there, and we'll start another video.